Hey guys, Coach Christian Fox from CrossFit South Brooklyn coming to you from El Paso, Texas. I'm down here getting ready to do some backpacking for the next week in Big Bend National Park. So thanks to technology, I get to talk to you about the Look, Feel, Perform Better Challenge. So thanks for paying attention. So just an introduction here, a little info on the challenge and what it is. We've done this for a couple of years past. All of this information is on the CrossFit South Brooklyn website. So you can look further into that. But the challenge is a kind of a nutrition and lifestyle challenge. It's going to run for 10 weeks this year. We're going to start on January the 13th, which is a Monday, and we're going to run through March 22nd, which is a Sunday. So a 10-week challenge this year. And we're going to have two levels as we've done in the past. On level one, you're going to be focusing on some food quality stuff. So eating lean proteins, vegetables, smart carbs, and healthy fats, and not really worrying about quantity, but worrying about quality and trying to include those things in, at least on a daily basis and maybe in most of your meals. There are also going to be some lifestyle guidelines that we're going to recommend, and they're going to involve sleep, getting 7+ hours of sleep per night. They're going to involve, look at my notes here, meditation and mindfulness. So even as few as like 5 minutes a day of meditation practice, no incense or yoga music required. It can be whatever mindfulness means to you, but some kind of intention throughout the day, intention setting throughout the day. Active recovery is part of the challenge, 20+ minutes of yoga, foam rolling, stretching, light walk or something like that, ideally out in nature. Not an additional training session. You do get a point for training also, so we're encouraging that you do exercise throughout the challenge as you normally would. And then alcohol is included in the challenge if you choose to include it as part of your part of your lifestyle, but we do recommend having one or fewer drinks per day. So that does allow you a drink a day, but ideally you're not binging 7 drinks on the weekend. You're having one or fewer per day. And then level 2, you focus on all of that same stuff, but also on some quantity stuff, also some portion control. So you'll be adding, if you already are doing those level 1 guidelines, you're eating those food groups, then you're going to start to focus on some quantity control. And again, there's information on the widget on the CrossFit South Brooklyn site about this. It's a little bit different than we've gone at it in years past, and I think it's going to be pretty successful for those of you guys who are doing that version of the challenge. I'll say right off the bat that you don't have to do all of those things, and you probably won't. It's a lot of stuff to try to improve. So you can do this a couple of ways. You can maybe spend a week or two focusing on 1 or 2 things, see how that goes, and then spend the next week or 2 focusing on an additional thing or dropping one and moving on to something else. So the idea is not to try to change a bunch of stuff at one time. The idea is to try to move the needle a little bit in the right direction. So even though this is a 10-week challenge, I do hope that you look at it like more like a 10-week introduction to some things that you might do further down the road, or even like a 10-week experiment to find out what works for you and what doesn't. Because in the end, you're your own best judge about what you should be eating and how you should be living your life. We are doing the potluck again this year towards the first third of the challenge. That's going to be on February 8th. That's a Saturday. So hopefully you'll come to that. Hopefully we'll see you at that. And that's not just for people doing the challenge. That's open to all CrossFit South Brooklyn members in the gym and extended friends and family. So hopefully we'll see all of you guys there. Some things that are included in the challenge as well, ways that you'll be supported. We'll have the Facebook group going again, which was really great last year. Hopefully, I'm sure it will be great again this year. The webinars are going to be weekly instead of every other week, as we've done for a while. So we'll have weekly webinars off of Facebook. So if you're not on Facebook, then you'll have an opportunity to participate in the webinars, and they'll also be stored. So if you don't make the time frame, the time and day for the meeting, you'll be able to come back and look at that later. And then also the tracker is going to be there. So you'll be able to track your points and see daily and weekly how well you've been able to stick to what you're choosing to do for the challenge. And there's going to be some room in there to also jot down some reflections on how your days went and how your weeks have gone. So hopefully that's a little bit of an intro to you. If you have any further questions, email me, christian@crossfitsouthbrooklyn.com. Ask staff in the gym, ask coaches in the gym, and hopefully we'll get behind you guys for the next 10 weeks. Thanks.